5 Secrets for Unlimited Motivation. In life, we need the energy to live, to exist, and to do things with our lives and with others. Yet sometimes we can miss life by talking ourselves out of it. Just like this. I just can't be bothered, it's just too much effort, I'm tired, it's not worth it, who cares, sure, one of these days. Yes, I know that I should, but... Sound familiar? If this is you, and you are saying this to yourself and or to others, you are lacking one of the key ingredients in the recipe of life: motivation. Motivation, the psychological feature that arouses an individual to action toward a wanted goal, the reason for the action. So, we can define motivation, but does that help? Usually not enough. What is this thing called motivation? Where do you find it? How can we get motivated? The first secret to share here is secret number 1. Motivation is not a thing, it is not a noun. You will never trip over motivation that someone has left in the bathroom, nor will you find a chunk of it in the fridge. Has anyone ever bought a kilo of motivation from the shop? I think not. If that is the case, then what is motivation? How can we be motivated, and more importantly, how can we motivate ourselves? Would you like unlimited motivation? Does this interest you? If so, read on, because that is the design of this article. Motivation is a set of thinking strategies or processes that we run for ourselves. Did you notice what you just read? Single quote ... That we run ourselves. What does this mean? It means that we are responsible for how motivated or not we are. It means there is no point looking to another to provide motivation for us. In fact, it is impossible for another person to motivate us, only we can decide what is or is not motivational to us. So secret number 2 to motivation is, we are responsible for the amount of motivation we have. Can you start to sense the power you have over yourself when you take responsibility for you? What is it that drives us to feel motivated? What drives motivation? Further, how does motivation drive us toward what we want, need, or believe? What is this fuel? The answer brings us to secret no. 3. Emotions are the fuel of motivation, and ultimately are what drive us. Let us take a look at how emotions drive or move us to action. The best place to start may be with the word emotion. Emotion, as we look more closely at this word, we can see its structure. Energy in motion, emotion. Our emotions are our energy. Typically we can put emotions into 3 distinctive categories: positive, neutral, negative. As we can define our emotions into these 3 simple types, then what does that also say about our energy? Well, we can make the same distinctions for our types of energy: positive, neutral, and negative energy. This leads us to secret number 4. People are motivated and can motivate themselves using these 3 different types of energy, so can you. The effect of positive emotion often gives us the energy to move toward what we want or need. We somehow feel pulled or drawn, motivated. As we experience neutral emotions, we can take it or leave it, and with negative emotions, we experience discomfort, a form of pain, and we are motivated, try to get or move away from the cause of such. We can represent this with a diagram. The axis of motivation. Whether we move away from the pain and consequences or toward the good feelings or outcomes in our life, both create energy that we put into motion to do something. This is motivation. Now what this gives us is a strategy for developing unlimited motivation for anything we want to do or have in life. Typically, human beings have a preference to which end of the motivational axis they motivate or get motivated by. We can ask ourselves some questions to identify our own preference for getting motivated. Ask yourself the following questions and notice if you are motivated toward what you want or away from what you don't want. I get out of bed in the morning, 1. Because I have to, away from, 2. Because I want to start the day, toward. I take my medicine regularly, 1. Because I want to be well and live life as fully as I can, toward, 2. Because if I don't I will become ill or possibly die, away from. When asked, I will go out and socialize with others, 1. Because I like to meet and be with other people, toward, 2. Because it is rude not to and I don't want to upset anyone, away from. I keep my home tidy, 1. Because I like it like that, toward, 2. Because I get moaned at if I don't, or someone unexpected may come round, away from. I understand that regular exercise is healthy for you, 1. And I exercise because I want to get the health benefits from it. Toward 2. And I exercise because if I don't my health may get worse. Away from. I do things. 1. Because I can. 2. Because I have to. How many, towards, or away from, did you identify with? Most people will find themselves using motivation at just one end of the axis, either mainly toward or mainly away from. Now that you have this understanding of how you are typically motivated, we can move to secret number 5. This secret is the one that brings all the other secrets together and will show you how to get unlimited amounts of motivation for the rest of your life. Secret number 5 says, combine both away from and toward energies at the same time and you will create a personal motivation that propels you into action. By becoming aware of the other energy available to you, at the other end of the motivation axis, you can ramp up the emotional motivation to get you to take action, to feel motivated and finally in control of you. Either now or later, take 5 minutes to take yourself through the unlimited motivation pattern below. These simple questions can be applied to anything that you need more motivation for, anytime, anywhere. After you have used this pattern a couple of times you will be motivating yourself and possibly others like an expert. The unlimited amounts of motivation pattern. 1. Identify something in your life you want to have or be more motivated about. This can be anything, getting out more, going to the gym, or doing the housework, anything. 2. Once you have identified something, write it down so you don't forget what you are working on. 3. Notice your current motivation style associated with this activity. Are you motivated away from or toward? If you are away from reading and ask yourself part A, if you are toward, read and ask yourself part B. Part A, you are moving away from the pain or consequences, but you can put up with it for a while. First notice how real the discomfort is, what else could be a problem or even more painful if you don't take action on this. To add even more energy to your motivation, notice what you will get that is good or pleasurable once you have taken the action or started the activity. Notice how good it feels and how good it will feel when you have completed this activity. So as you experience all of this about that activity, notice just how much energy you have for taking the step to be doing it. Go do it then. Part B, you are moving toward the activity, but it doesn't pull on you enough to take any action. First, notice just what attracts or pulls you toward it in the first place. That's right, now as you think about that, ask yourself, what is important to me about this? What does the importance of this mean to you? How do you feel about it now, knowing this? Just imagine what it would mean if you never did this. You would never realize this meaning and its importance. It could be the start of procrastinating on other important and meaningful things in life. You wouldn't want that to be true, would you? Be with this awareness, notice the heightened pleasure and possible pain if you don't act on this as soon as you can. Just now, notice how much energy and motivation you have for this. Get on with it then. Congratulate yourself on doing or starting the activity. Notice how well you can motivate you to take the actions that are important to you. Notice the sense of independence and pride you have for yourself as you read this and start to take the first steps to become an expert at developing your own motivation. Imagine the possibilities you now have for your life. Now.